I mean,
right. The Pilsner should be. Okay.
It's not just booze and beer, it's brains and beer.
You should start with, yeah, I mean, just go ahead and think about it and just talk about your favorite beer and you pick your number one.
I mean, if we're going true to style, like I said earlier, pale ale, pretty true to style. The ABV was there.
Of this one?
If this was
number 5. Okay, we're gonna talk about number 5. Good. Okay.
We'll start light, get heavier.
I don't think it follows style at all. I think it's an IPA.
You think
But
so?
but I don't think that's the point of a best of show. I think the best of show is a beauty contest. You're looking for a balance.
I don't agree.
I don't agree. The stats, I mean, I'm gonna back it up. Maybe it has
For me, best of show is all around.
Yeah.
Right.
But I definitely.
It's a beauty contest. The Pilsner should be. Okay.
It's not just booze and beer, it's brains and beer. IPAs on the palate, I get a little bit more body, a little more creaminess, and the overall mouthfeel, and this is light on that end, so that's for me where it would fall into a pale ale.
Oh, absolutely. I really agree. With that, I mean, if you're gonna have a contrast in next beer, you can taste it and see in fact, the one that isn't, but the one that isn't a category, it's pretty damn good.
Exactly.
So they stayed.
I like the
some
dairy
sorts of
aspect
thing
of
that
it.
It shows beautifully.
So I want you guys to think about this
You
beer.
get toward this glass and you go, all
I want
right,
you guys to
this
think about
is
this
a
beer
beautiful
some more.
red, and what's by the
I'm not even
complexity
saying
of
that.
it is.
Oh, I agree.
I want you guys
agree.
to think about this as an old ale, or as a very young barley. It's got a lot of characteristics of old ale. It's got a lot of, despite what the brewer named it, never mind what the brewer named it.
Right,
It's got a lot of characteristics of old Nick, but it's more viscous than old Nick.
right.
It has a lot of characteristics of stock ale. Stock ale was traditionally a first range beer with all hops and often be 8 to 10%.
It's the
And-
soy that I inhale.
And also be, yes, well, I mean, if you're getting soy is a melanoid component that shouldn't be there.
Right, but it wasn't a negative, it was just an accent.
Right.
And that's one of the first things I ever noted in old stock.
And there is a characteristic of the kind of malts that go into red ales that tend to come off kind of beef brothy. They shouldn't. It isn't actually a yeast flaw. It's just a characteristic of some of the malts that are used in it. This has a lot of those characters. I've learned how to fix those characters, but these brewers haven't. But it's still right in
Very
there.
old stock ale.
It's very old stuff.
I'd like to talk about the finish on this. One thing I noticed with it, it presents completely differently than it finishes on the palate, which to me is very indicative of complexity in the process there. I have a real nice, fine, bitter finish despite the amount of malt that presents at the beginning. So it kind of evolves from one flavor to the other and kind of takes you on a journey. And that's one thing I appreciate about this beer. Now would I say I definitely have the same experience in the evolution of taste in this one? Absolutely. So on the journey, they're both taking me there.
The hopping in the red for me is its downfall.
Might be a threesome.
I knew it.
It's Saturday.
This is why you have 2 kids.
Beer.
Okay, this is another hard call.
Is it?
Because I mean,
So here's where I am with this. The red finishes kind of almost metallic because of the hops. It finishes with a really kind of tingly, twangy kind of finish to it, especially on the mid palate, on the top of the tongue. And I'm getting tired of this beer in a pint.
My finish isn't cream.
The triple is for
Good
me.
mouthfeel.
The triple for me is not tiring. The triple for me is refreshing, even though it's high alcohol.
I mean, I'm leaning like 65%.
Yeah.
I'm about
The triple.
I think it's wrong.
The triple has one particular characteristic that isn't in any of the other 3, and that is balance.
yes, very
There
well
is
balanced.
an even balance in the end of this.
Yes.
You can find parts of every single part of that beer. You can find malt, you can find hops, you can find Belgian yeast. you can find control. There's a lot of brewer finesse in this beer.
Absolutely. You might go on a great adventure with both. This one's a little smoother. You're in a Beamer on this one you're in a
Right.
Jeep 4x4.
And make no
Both are
doubt,
great, but
the red,
I like this smoother
and
one.
make no
I
doubt,
wouldn't be able to have more than 2 pencils.
Yeah.
yeah, the
that
red,
one's-
the
that
red
one's
shows
nice.
me some brewer finesse too, but it also says they or practice on that recipe. This one says they nailed what they got.
That's why I
I think we.
Yes.
That's my vote. for
Cheers,
best
y'all.
beer.
Alright, number 12.
Congratulations. Wait, no.
Belgian triple.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right, so
And the
Belgian
beer
triple
is-
is
I know. Holy shit.
So Roger won last
Are
year.
you seriously listening to that?
Sitting right where the mill for that was. So, and in the shadow of the fermenter.
You
So.
can't tell Roger I date him or take
Well, he calls that take her home triple. You know. He does not, does he? That is the name of that beer. So.
Oh my god.
Don't even know you're there.
I will definitely pass along all your notes to Roger. I wish he was here. Wish he was here to hear that. That was awesome.
It's on camera. So it's
Oh, good. Yeah.
So beer number one, the Hopfenstein, was a hef from Enegren. The derailleur was Beer de Gar. Or Beer de Gar was derailleur from Lady Face.
That was, I like that.
Yeah.
The Saison was, the name is Saison de Citron, and that's from Smoke Mountain.
Where's that?
And
Goleta Mountains.
Goleta.
They don't have a tasting room yet. It's just quarterly shipments.
And that was a bottle.
What's the
that was a
name of
bottle.
the
Smoke Mountain. I know.
In Goleta. How close to in special in Halsey?
Oh, that's the one I know.
It's like out of their house up. They live up in the mountains.
So
They haven't even
That's
started
the one
tasting
we're
room.
doing.
Okay.
So that was our third, which one was that?
That was the Saison was the Smoke Mountain. Surf was the sour, the American Kettle Sour. Made West was the Pale Ale, which is the one that was right here, number 5. Number 6, which was the Session IPA with Solitary from Institution. Number 7, the IPA that had some discussion about was Pierpont IPA from Lady Kappa.
Really?
And the number 8, that was number 7. That was the number 7.
That was the barnyard one.
That was right.
That was, yeah,
Sorry, Jason.
7, 8 was Indicator IPA from Rincon. 9, which is right here, the IPA that was made in the second round, was Chief Peak from Topa Topa. And
OBC, I know you know who Topo was in that. No mistaking the Chief Peak. Come
So
on.
Chief Peak,
Come
that was
on.
number 9. Okay. That
And
makes
then
sense.
Tappet was number 10 with the Tropicali IPA. King Tide from Island Brewing was number 11, which was the double IPA.
Which one was the?
Really, that was King Tide.
That was
Oh, yeah, the one that we were.
Saison.
Oh no, the Saison. Oh, the IPA that
was
we were all.
Anacapa. That was Pierpont IPA. And then 5 Threads. The name of that is Jessica, the triple red.
Really? That's
So,
right.
so 13 5 Threads. There you go. Only made it in because of Moni's scoring, which he gave it. It had to have a 44 in order to tie, and it did. So that's why we got the 437. All right.
That's just because you looked at my score last.
Well, that's true. It could have been any one of them.
Uh-huh.
Right. So there you go. The triple.